My name is Andy Lyon. I'm a Public Information Officer with Pacific Northwest Team 2, and I'm here with what we're calling your Live at Sunrise update. We are live from the Incident Command Post in Winthrop, Washington, on the Crescent Mountain, McLeod, and Holman fires. As usual, today I'm going to give you a bit of an operational update. We're going to talk a little bit about the hunting season, a little bit of loosening of fire restrictions, some good news there. The weather and road closures and trail closures. First, quick look at the numbers. We've got them posted over here as always. No change in the containment numbers. 42 for Crescent, 55 for McLeod, and 0% for Holman, but we're not seeing very little fire activity across any of the fires, so we'll talk about that a little bit more. Personnel numbers still holding at 684, but as I mentioned a couple days ago, that number lags a little bit behind reality, and we are downsizing, and you're going to start seeing that number drop. And our phone number still here at the yurt where I'm sitting, 408-744-9318. Our email, gilbertfireinfo2018@gmail.com. The Gilbert Fire was a small fire where all of this started weeks ago, and we've just continued with that. And those email and number will be active at least for another week or so while we're still here. We'll talk about this in a minute. This is a list of some trails and roads that have been reopened and some that are still closed. Okay, so operationally, lots of good progress on both of our big fires here, Crescent and McLeod. Basically, all we're doing right now is a little bit of mop up, a little bit of chipping of slash that was cut during the firefight, and a lot of patrol, watching the edge to make sure there is nothing absolutely out there along the edges that are going to cause you problems after we leave. Now, there are still in some of these valleys, in these high areas, there are still what we call deadened down fuels, big trees, logs laying on the ground that are going to smolder. They're going to hold heat until we get a lot of moisture on them, repeated moisture, or snow puts them out. So don't be surprised if things warm up later in September or in October. If you see something smoking up there on the hill, that's going to continue to happen until we get good sustained moisture. Checking my notes here. Up on the Holman Fire, there was possibly a little bit of rain. That's the wilderness fire that's impacting the Pacific Coast Trail. A little bit of rain reported up there yesterday. It looked like it on radar. So good news. And talking of rain, there is in the forecast, there is a good chance for rain tomorrow. I'll let the weather folks predict how much we might get and where we might get it. But again, that's probably not going to be enough to put out those big deadened down logs that are still smoldering up there on the landscape. Should be enough. There is enough that the forest, the Okanagan-Wenatchee, has decided to loosen the fire restrictions starting Monday. So that's coming up on Monday, not this weekend. You will be able to have campfires in Forest Service approved fire pits in developed recreation sites and in most wilderness areas. So if you're going to do a high hunt and you're going to be out in most wilderness areas, you'll be able to have a fire, but know before you go. We'll try and direct you to information sources if you need help with that. But some good news there. We know it is opening day of the high hunt today, and some other seasons are already underway. We know that these fires are impacting some game management units. But again, know before you go, whether you're headed up here, you have a tag to hunt up in the management units around the McLeod Fire or the Crescent Mountain Fire, because a lot of those areas still are closed. Unfortunately, fire causes a lot of damage, and We still have hazard trees along trails and roads that have not been mitigated. We don't want those to fall on you. That would ruin your hunting trip. So that's why those areas remain closed. Again, we've got this list over here. We're going to put copies of that around town at our bulletin boards, and you can call us and we can tell you if specific trails remain open or closed, specific roads are open or closed. So check with us at this number, check our bulletin boards. We've got those at places around town, at least for a few more days. As we've been saying, that stuff, we're going to have to scale that down because those of us in this room are going to be leaving eventually, probably within the next week, and we're not going to be able to maintain that kind of stuff because the local folks have a lot on their plates. So you'll see those bulletin boards start to go away. You'll see this program go away. You'll get a voicemail when you call our phone number in a week or so. But for now, today, this weekend, look for these trail openings on our bulletin boards and in other spots we've been posting for the last 5 weeks. All right. One other thing. We know a lot of you, even if you're not hunting, even if you're not camping, you want to go and see what the fire did. That's normal, that's human. But we still have road closures in place up the Twist River Road and up some of the other forest roads. We have road guards there to say, you can't go in here yet. There is still, as we said, hundreds of firefighters working these fires. There's heavy equipment. There's trucks coming and going. There's logging trucks hauling out some of the logs that were cut. So please, when you come across a road guard, says road closed, don't go any farther. We are working hard. These hundreds of people are working as hard as they possibly can to get things back to normal so that you can get back into the places that you love and see how they are impacted. But for right now, if you come across a closure sign, talk to the gate guard. They're manning the road guard if you like, find out what's going on, but don't go any farther, and we'd appreciate that very much. We talked about suppression repair. We put up a video last night showing what that looks like, the water bars that we create, some of the other stuff that we do when we repair the fire lines that we've created. So look for that. Just scroll down below me right now and find that video. We also put up, for those of you watching in Stehekin, we put up a special video talking about your area. We believe the threat from this fire to the Stehekin area is pretty much over. So we have our operations chief talking about that. So again, scroll down below me and look for that. That's our Live at Sunrise report for Saturday, September 15th. Join us again tomorrow.